Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Jana Vallabha Giri Paritari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Paritari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Paritari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Paritari So we are in the holy place, Phulia, right? And this is the place of Haridas Thakur. You can see from the place here, and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there carrying Haridas Thakur. Actually, the scene of Lord Chaitanya carrying Haridas, that's Jagannath Puri. That's at the time of Haridas Thakur taking Samadhi. So Lord Chaitanya, of course, picked up Haridas' body, carried it to the sea, and bathed Haridas in the sea, and declared that from this day on, that place has become a place of pilgrimage, because Haridas departed there, and because they bathed his body in the sea there. Then Lord Chaitanya made the Samadhi for Haridas with his own hands. He dug away the sand and they put Haridas Thakur in Samadhi. That was Jagannath Puri. This place, Phulia, this place is not far away from Shantipur. If we had time, we could go there to Shantipur. That's another thing, Shantipur. But Haridas Thakur was regularly staying in Shantipur with Advaita Acharya. Shantipur is the home of Advaita Acharya, and Haridas would reside near there, and Advaita Acharya would regularly talk with Haridas and also arrange prasadam. Although Haridas, he didn't worry much about prasadam. Haridas Thakur, his business was to chant the holy name. And he, of course, you all know, he chanted the holy name 3 lakh times every day. 3 lakh means 192 rounds, right? 1 lakh name, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he wanted devotees to chant 1 lakh name, means 64 rounds. But Haridas Thakur was chanting 3 lakh names, meaning 192 rounds. And he wasn't just doing it one day, but he did it for many years, from a young man up to his old age. He departed in Jagannath Puri. So Srila Haridas Thakur, we offer our respects to him. He's Nam Acharya Haridas Thakur. He's our great Acharya in chanting the holy names. And a very special pastime took place here at Phulia, and you can see in the center there where Haridas Thakur's temple is there. There was a snake hole. Or it said, actually described usually that Haridas was living in a cave, and he was living in the cave, and people would come to see Haridas. They would like to come and offer their obeisances and come and hear him chant the holy name, and sometimes maybe even ask some question to him. So Haridas was residing there chanting the holy name, and there was a big snake in the cave, and the people were afraid to come because the snake was very poisonous, and they could smell the snake, you know, the aroma, the smell of the snake was very prominent. So the devotees were afraid to come there and see Haridas in that place because of the snake. So Haridas decided that, oh, okay, it's difficult for you. I said, I will move, I will go some other place. But when Haridas Thakur was getting ready to go to another place, the snake moved. Because the Lord is in the heart of all living entities, and in the heart of the snake, the Lord directed the snake that, why you give inconvenience to Haridas? You go and live some other place. So the snake left the place and went some other place. So Haridas Thakur is residing, that incident happened here in this place where we are, and Haridas Thakur remained there chanting the holy name. But of course, Haridas Thakur, he was coming from the Mohammedan family. He was not born in the Hindu family. He was born in a Muslim family, but that family were cowherd people. They were taking care of cows. And so Haridas Thakur was brought up drinking milk. And as a young child, he had gone away from home, come to live with the devotees, and he had learned from Advaita Acharya. In Shantipur, they say that Advaita Acharya was the guru of Haridas Thakur, but we never heard that anywhere, but they say that. The descendants of Advaita Acharya, they're living there in Shantipur, and they claim that Haridas Thakur was a disciple, maybe Shiksha disciple, but we never heard about Diksha. Usually we say Haridas Thakur, he never took Diksha. He was simply chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So if you're just going to chant Hare Krishna mantra, you don't need to get Diksha. But we cannot chant like Haridas Thakur. He could chant 192 rounds. He just chanted all day. You could imagine how much time it would take you to chant 192 rounds. But he spent his whole day chanting the holy name. Not only the whole day, most of the night as well, chanting the holy name. So Haridas Thakur, because of his intense chanting of the holy name, it brought him attention. And some people would criticize him. Some people would try to, they even made plans to have him fall down. He was tested. He was tested. Maya Devi herself came to test him. So I heard that the temple over there on the extreme, right? There's two. First we have Haridas Thakur's temple there, and then there's another temple. Okay, that is the temple of Durga, Goddess Durga. So Goddess Durga came in the form as Maya Devi, and she came there to test Haridas Thakur, to see his chanting, how much he could absorb himself in the holy name. And he was a young man at the time. You know, for old men it's not such a big thing, but for young men the body is more passionate, more energy, and more easily disturbed by the fair sex. So Haridas Thakur, however, was very fixed in chanting the holy name. Earlier, of course, the woman had come in some other place. The woman had come to disturb him. She'd been sent by another man who was envious of Haridas, and he planned to make Haridas fall down, and then he could have him disgraced and have him arrested and put into jail. So it happened that the prostitute lady, young lady, she came and tried to test Haridas Thakur. And Haridas told her, "Oh, just wait. When I finish my chanting, then I will certainly enjoy with you." But somehow Haridas could never finish his chanting. And he would chant the whole night. And the lady was sitting there listening and waiting, and then the morning came. And he would say, "Oh, now it's morning. Anyway, come back tomorrow. Come back the next day and I will certainly satisfy you." And so the next day, again it happened, and she was sitting hearing, and she was sitting and hearing Haridas Thakur chant the holy name. And the effect was that her heart became purified, because she was hearing the chanting from the lips of Haridas Thakur. So it was very powerful, and it entered into her heart, and it took away all the contamination, all the lust from her heart was removed. And after hearing Haridas Thakur chant the holy name again, she said, "I also want to chant the holy name." So Haridas Thakur told her, "First you go home and you give away all your property. You give away everything, and you shave your head, and you come back and sit down here and chant the holy name." And so she did that. She went home and she gave away everything, and she came back, she shaved her head, and she sat down, and Haridas Thakur said, "Now you stay here, I'm going." Haridas then left to go some other place. He left her to chant the holy name. So he could make the prostitute lady into a devotee. He was so powerful. So then Maya Devi also came to test Haridas Thakur. And Maya Devi also was defeated, that she could not disturb the chanting of Haridas Thakur. He remained fixed on the holy name. The holy name absorbed his full concentration. He gave his full attention to hearing and chanting the holy name. So even Maya the personification of Maya could not disturb him. So here in Bengal, of course, Bengali people, they like to worship Mother Durga. So Durga, it said Durga came as Maya Devi to test Haridas. And so she was initiated by Haridas also, because they heard the chanting from Haridas Thakur. You hear the chanting from someone, that is the real initiation. Right? You want to get initiated, you have to hear the chanting from the spiritual teacher. We hear the holy name and we repeat. So Srila Haridas Thakur chanted the holy name and he could make people devotees just by his chanting. This is the power of the great devotees. Another time, Haridas Thakur had been invited to the home of Haranya and Govardhan Majumdar. They were very wealthy, very rich people. And they had one smarter Brahmana staying in their home who was doing their puja. You know, sometimes the wealthy people, they hire a pujari, they hire a Brahmana to do the puja for their family deities. So this family, they were very wealthy, so they also employed one Brahmana to stay in their home and do the puja. But when Haridas Thakur came, this smarter Brahmana was envious because he thought, why they're respecting this man? He's just from the Muslim family. He's Malecha. Why are they honoring him? And this smarter Brahmana could not understand the exalted position of Haridas Thakur. Of course, the people told him that, oh yes, he was born Mohammedan family, but every day he is chanting the holy name, 3 lakh names every day, and he's been doing it for a long time. So this Brahmana came and challenged Haridas Thakur that, what is the good of you chanting the holy name? What benefit are you going to get? Are you going to get liberation by chanting your holy name? Haridas told him that just by chanting the holy name at Namabhas, one can be liberated. Alright, there are different stages in chanting the holy name. There is Namaparad, Namabhas and Shuddhanam. So Haridas Thakur told this smarter Brahmana that if we chant the holy name at Namabhas, at the intermediate level, that will liberate you from the material world. But this smarter Brahmana could not believe it. He said, how is it possible? It's so easy you can get liberated. You know, smarter Brahmanas, they're impersonalists, and their goal is liberation. And they're thinking liberation, ultimately that's the perfection. So Haridas Thakur, as a devotee, the Vaishnavas, we think liberation is not very significant. Liberation is just, that's the beginning of bhakti. Our devotion begins there on the liberated planet. But for the smarter Brahmins, liberation is the goal, the perfection. So he said to Haridas Thakur, I don't believe you can get liberation just by chanting Namabhas. He said, if you can get liberation, if I cannot get liberation so easily, I curse you that your nose will fall off. And so Haridas Thakur said, if I cannot get liberation by chanting Hare Krishna at Namabhas, my nose will fall off. But what happened was, first of all, the family who were employing this Brahmana, they were very upset with this Brahmana. And they said, you have been very offensive to Haridas Thakur. This is not good for you. You get out from our house now, we don't employ you anymore. You're finished, we don't need your services anymore. Your life is very inauspicious. You've committed a great offense against a very great devotee. And it happened that Brahmana, he got out of the house and 2 days later his nose fell off and his whole body became inflicted with leprosy. So this is the power of Haridas. Haridas Thakur, he doesn't have any bad feeling to anyone. But Krishna does not allow anyone to offend his pure devotees. And Lord Krishna reacted and punished that smarter Brahmana in that way. That you have not properly respected Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, we say Brahma Haridas. That Lord Brahma comes as Haridas Thakur. When we go on the parikrama in Navadvip, we go to the Yoga Pith. And in the Yoga Pith, we hear about how Haridas Thakur, as Lord Brahma, had come there. Lord Brahma, remember, had stolen away the cows and the cowherd boys from Lord Krishna. So he was feeling very guilty that I've committed great offense against the Lord. So he came to Mayapur, he came to the Yoga Pith, that place where the Yoga Pith. He went there and he sat there and he was chanting the holy name and he was meditating, thinking to himself that I'm so fallen, I'm so sinful. So Lord Gauranga then appeared to him. This was just after Lord Krishna had departed from the world. Lord Gauranga appeared to Brahma and he told Brahma that you should come in my next pastimes. No, actually it was Lord Brahma, he asked Lord Gauranga, he said, please allow me to come in your pastimes, in your next incarnation. But he said, give me a birth where I can be humble. Put me in a low condition, because as Lord Brahma, I'm always thinking I'm the controller. And even people sometimes think I am the supreme controller and they think I am God. But of course I'm not. I'm simply one servant of yours. So I pray, please, in your next incarnation, when you come in the Kali Yuga, let me take birth in a humble condition so that I can serve you. So Lord Gauranga told Lord Brahma, yes, in the Kali Yuga, you will take birth and you will take part in my pastimes, and you will be born in a Muslim family. But in the Muslim family, from the very early age, you will take up the chanting of the Mahamantra. And you will dedicate yourself to chanting the Mahamantra day and night. And you will pass your life in this way, chanting the holy names. And because you're born in the Mohammedan family, then you will always be humble. People will not honor you so much because you're not born in a very good family. But because you're chanting the holy name, your life will be very successful. So Haridas Thakur, Lord Brahma came as Haridas Thakur in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. And then another incident which happened with Haridas, of course, he was beaten in 22 marketplaces. So it happened, there was one man who was envious of Haridas Thakur, and he was a Mohammedan, and he complained to the magistrate. At that time, the magistrate was also Mohammedan. So he complained to the magistrate that this man, they call him Haridas, but he is a Mohammedan and he's behaving like a Hindu. So that's a crime. You know, anybody who is a Mohammedan, they cannot give up their religion. They're not allowed to leave Mohammedan church. They will be killed for that. It's an offense to leave their religion. So this man complained to the magistrate that this Haridas, he is with the Hindus, but he's a Mohammedan. So they had him arrested and they brought him to court. And in the court, the judge said to Haridas Thakur that, why don't you just become a Muslim again? Give up this Hindu religion and just become Muslim, because you're born in Muslim family. So you become a Muslim. Come back to your religion. But Haridas said, so many Hindus have become Muslims, that so many people have been changed from Hindu religion to… What is the harm if one Muslim becomes a Hindu? So the magistrate said, well, if you're not going to accept my advice that you should come back to your religion, then you have to be punished. And the punishment is, you will be beaten in 22 marketplaces. It's actually a death sentence. Usually people die because to be beaten in 22 marketplaces is unbearable. So Haridas Thakur accepted the punishment and he was taken to the marketplaces and beaten one after another. And the people who were beating Haridas, they were concerned. They said, why doesn't he die? If he doesn't die, we will be punished. And Haridas said, oh, I don't want you to be punished. All right, if you're going to be punished because of me, then I will die. I will live. And so Haridas Thakur became unconscious. And when he became unconscious, they thought, oh, he's dead now. So he's dead now. So they threw his body into the Ganga. And when he was thrown into the Ganga, of course he was revived and carried down in the Ganga and he came up. And then when he appeared again alive, then everyone could understand what a great, powerful personality he was. And they all respected him. So then Haridas Thakur, he moved down to Jagannath Puri and he stayed in Jagannath Puri. But he could not go in the temple. Just like many of us, we cannot go in the temple because we are not born in the Hindu society. So Haridas Thakur was not allowed entry into the temple, but he would stay on the beach. And from the place on the beach, he could see the spire of the Jagannath temple. And that is as good as a darshan of the deities. And he was staying there, and daily Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come and bring him prasadam. So although he could not go into the temple, Lord Gauranga himself was personally coming and bringing him prasad. But then one day it happened that Lord Chaitanya could tell something was wrong with Haridas. He was laying down and Lord Chaitanya said, what is wrong, Haridas? What is your problem? What is your disease? And Haridas said, my disease is I have not been able to finish my chanting. So Prabhupada explains, this is actually disease. When we do not finish our chanting of the holy name, then that is considered to be a disease condition. So Haridas Thakur then spoke with Lord Chaitanya and he said to Lord Chaitanya that I know that very soon you're going to finish your pastimes in this world. But he said, I request you, please allow me to depart before you do. Because if you leave the world, it will be unbearable to me. So please allow me to depart first. And so it happened. After a few days, Lord Chaitanya again came with all the devotees, and he had a big kirtan, a very big kirtan, and in the middle, Lord Gauranga was dancing, and Haridas Thakur took the feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his head and gave up his body and departed from the world in kirtan. So then Lord Chaitanya picked up his body, carried him to the ocean, gave him the final bath, and then put him in samadhi. And then Lord Chaitanya also went to the market and begged Bhoga, and he would tell all the vendors, Haridas Thakur has left the world, you should donate, we want to make a nice feast in his honor. And in this way they arranged a big festival to honor the departure of Srila Haridas Thakur. So these are some little incidents from the pastimes of Haridas Thakur. So we're going to chant the holy name here today in this place. We've come here. This is where Srila Haridas Thakur also sat and chanted. So we also can get great benefit from the spiritual energy which is here in this holy place. Okay, are there any questions? Yes, Prabhu.
How Haridas Thakur started chanting the holy name? How? What was the incident?
How he started to chant the holy name in his in his childhood, or when he was young?
Yeah, when he was a child, he began to chant the holy name. Yes, from Advaita Acharya. Yeah, he would associate with Advaita Acharya in Shantipur, not very far away. And he got addicted to chanting the holy name, and he would chant day and night. Even now, there are some Babajis who come, they live in that building over there, they stay here. They chant, they do some chanting, I don't know how much they do. But this is a place, a common place of people come and take advantage, a very peaceful village here. You can now, it's a bit more busier, but 500 years ago it would be very quiet and peaceful here. And there was no temples, none of these buildings. Haridas Thakur would just sit, and there was some snake hole, some snakes around. But Haridas Thakur wasn't worried about these things because he would just chant the holy name. Take the shelter of the holy name. So we also have an opportunity now. We're going to sit here and chant for some time and feel the spiritual energy. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for that wonderful session. Now we spend about 20 minutes. Let's spend 20 minutes here for chanting. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna.
The prasadam is ready, if you're ready.
There's a washroom behind this temple.